All right, we're back with another episode of the Witness playthrough. This is part 4. I have no idea how close I am to the end. Where we left off before, we hadn't yet progressed throughout the swamp completely. Somehow I only just now noticed this, so I'm gonna... Oh, I can't fall in, never mind. God damn it. What is that? There's like, there's some things down there. Maybe that's an area we can go. Something else that we started to investigate was this thing down here. I guess the... Okay, so I'm only now putting this together, but basically you can solve this a few different ways, I guess. And then where exactly can you go? There's like a U over there. But where does it go after that? Let's come over here and try to find out. It looks like it just goes up. So it ends on the bottom, which means I guess you're doing this. Okay, we powered part 2. I don't actually remember what part 1 was. I guess that was the obvious, in air quotes, solution where you just look to avoid the twigs and shadows and stuff. So that would have been here. Like this. Right? So that's part 1. We did part 2 by using the smear from the shine. So then obviously the question becomes, how do we... Because I thought that maybe we would get the answer to the other ones through some other method. There are 3 starting positions. So we must have to start here in the middle of like the TIE fighter shield shape or whatever and end up here somehow. Because that's where the wire is put up. So I wonder if there's like another angle or something that would allow for something like that. And I assumed that the reason why we couldn't solve the other... I assumed we couldn't solve the other angles without, like, something else in the world happening, like the shadows shifting or something, but in retrospect, that doesn't really make any sense, because what if you didn't solve the first one before the shadows shifted, right? So that's, like, the obvious question that happens there. I'm actually kind of confused as to what this even powers anyway. Let's go back down and look. Because I thought it powered the first thing up there, but that might not be true. So they all feed in here, and then you can follow this. Okay, it does power that, which would then give you something else that you could do, which would power something else. I don't know what, but... Right, so this was kind of curious. You can use this to turn the thing. So now I can turn it like all the way around or whatever. I don't really know the significance of that yet. Right, well, I guess I'll keep an eye out on things for other puzzle solutions or things that I might be able to leverage here. There's not really anything that I could see that it could be. Like if I start here, I'm not really sure how I would end up here by following a pattern that's plainly visible. That doesn't mean that there isn't one, but it might mean that I need to do something completely different. So the pink cord powered that, and that was from the little exploration stuff we did outside of the town. Okay. Alright, well, let's head back over to something. I did never really figure out what the significance of this windmill was. You can make it turn the other direction, I guess? I don't know if it even did that. But you can make it do something else, basically. Was there anything down here? Oh, okay. We actually didn't progress anywhere over here. So the obvious temptation is to do something like this, but then you're stuck, so... How does one draw a shape that includes everything? Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know what these, like, those three-pronged symbols do. Oh, that actually does solve it. I guess in theory this is supposed to eventually give me more puzzles or whatever, but... Okay, so I can't progress any farther down there until I know more rules. Or until I remember old rules, because the black square stuff was... That's stuff that I solved a long time ago in the very first episode, actually, so... Maybe we can find more information about that if we go back. Over here... We got stuck on a very tedious one in the Egypt area that I was not a fan of. Where we had to constantly search for reflection timings and whatnot. So, the pattern here that I had come to expect was to try to encapsulate the white squares and ignore the black squares. I'm trying to, I'm picturing the puzzle that was down there, and I really don't see how you would enter that. But I also have never encountered the three-pronged thing, so I have no idea what that is. We have another tire tower. It does not appear to have been activated, but it has, like, tree shadows on it or something. I still don't really know what the significance of those tire towers are. I can't really remember what the oh, okay. So doing the stuff over there activated that, which let me do a laser. So that's what the significance of that is. I'm trying to remember if I've actually cleared areas, basically. Okay. Hey, I know how to do this. Allegedly. I feel like that should work. because we do this. So I mean, we can't just do that, right? So can't do that either, though, because these two things stack. I don't know if they can coexist in the same square or not. No, there's no way. All right, so I don't know how to do that. Because obviously if we were to try to move these around, right? So we have these two here, which basically turns into one, and then you put the other one somewhere. It could be here, here, or here. Right? So I assumed I could just do this. Oh, but I can't because these would be invalid, right? So we would have to do this. That doesn't work either for some reason. In my head, that makes sense. We do these. So each one of these double blocks becomes one. And then we move them down here, was my thinking. What rule about this would even mean? Like, could these be replaced? No. And that doesn't work because... So basically the problem with the original solution that I had envisioned is that I would have to do this to exclude these two on the right if... Well, I guess it would have to be like this. But basically this is what I was thinking. Then obviously I'm stuck here. But that this puzzle orientation must have been chosen specifically so that I don't get a wrong idea about how the blocks interact with these squares. But I can't rotate them. In the past, you could just move them up, and as long as you were drawing like this, it would work. But we have to factor that in to drawing around. So like this, if this was the only thing, this would be a valid shape and would solve it. But it's not the only thing. The white squares exist. So I've already tested the idea that you could have the squares be replaced by the blocks. Okay. The white squares being replaceable by the blocks is also not true, based on those two solutions not working. be then? I feel like that actually... I mean, I need to draw the inverse of that shape, I guess. What's also kind of frustrating to me is it feels really inconsistent as to whether or not blocks will flash when they're not satisfied. But if it's not inconsistent, then why would any shape at all satisfy these blocks? You know? Like, if we were to go back to the other puzzles where we're solving this stuff, I'm pretty sure inaccurate... I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain that, like, the wrong answer to some of this stuff would mean that... Yeah, they flash. So why... I feel like that's a bug. So, like, my cynical gamer brain says that's a bug. But if I really put all of my faith into the developers of this game, then I can't think that that's a bug, and I have to think that that somehow is telling me something. Which would mean... What? If any shape solves the... Like, any shape satisfies it, then what is even the cause of the problem? Because, yeah, I just thought of, like, maybe these two... This double block extends to this black square, and thus, because it's touching the black square, you don't want either of them? Maybe that's it? But that doesn't appear to be it. And, I mean, I don't get any feedback of, like, what part of my solution doesn't satisfy what part of the puzzle, which, again, feels like it's a bug. Maybe it's... Maybe there's something to do with the fact that it's sprayed blue. And I was just... I've been... Like, I just kind of assumed that blue was the background of the panel, which is what it seems like, because there's no blue paint on the... on any of those, but... I try to trace the lines here. I'm really perplexed by that. Like, anyway, I was kind of thinking that maybe they don't flash because of paint somehow, but that doesn't really equate logically. Like, even if that is true, I don't see how I would know that. All right, maybe we can find a solution somehow by looking down. So let's climb up and look down there. I don't really see anything notable from this angle. Oh yeah, did I get anything out of this? No, not really. Whatever I'm supposed to do with that does not yet make sense to me. Well. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss here. I guess I can try going back to the swamp area and continuing to work with those shapes. Maybe there will be something about, like, the... Maybe I'll learn something about how they interact with those. I don't know if I've ever been to this area. Guy reaching for a goblet. No. That probably means something. Someone was lounging here. Or at least had made plans to lounge. So far, I feel like I have been a casualty of my own approach to open world games. Yeah, what the fuck? How do I do this? This is like the beginner puzzle to solve this bizarro thing. But again, we're also back to not being able to satisfy, like... Not getting any feedback anyway. What? I'm so confused. Why did that solve it? I honestly was... I just ended it that way because I was like, alright, let me try something else. But that was actually a solution. So I just need to draw borders around it? Is that it? Let's find out. Let's do some more, I guess. Is that because maybe the... Oh, am I segregating them based on color? Is that it? I can't tell if that's the same color or not. It feels like they're slightly different. Can this just be solved? No, okay. Oh, man. That almost works, but I need to... do that first, maybe? I'm trying to figure out if you need to... I guess it does care about if these blank squares are packaged in with them. Like, if these added a little bit of padding, it would be obviously very easy, so... Ah, man, if I had more feedback for when these things actually... Like, if they flashed, that would be so much more reasonable for me figuring out what the rules are. It's kind of frustrating that they don't work that way. So that obviously isn't it because of these exits. So how can we pass through here without... So we can isolate it like this, maybe. Again, if I knew which ones were failing with that, it would be a lot easier. I don't know, man. I don't really get this at all. It feels like it's only possible to isolate like 3 out of 4 of these things from each other. I don't even know how you would even begin. Unless, well, even if that were the case, I don't think this will work, but... Yeah, this definitely isn't going to work. Like, I'm really unclear about how... So this works, which means I can solve... I can, in fact, solve these this way. I don't know if that still counts, to be honest, but... So maybe I have to apply the principle that allows these to be solved to these things in the center, if that's even something I can do. I can't do that though, so... I mean, I could do something like this. So maybe I have to... How could I possibly isolate these, though? That's, like, my really fucking confusing question. It's, like, impossible to isolate these from each other, so... I don't get it, man. Jesus. Alright, everything that is over here in this L is blue, or cyan, rather. But if I do this, then it becomes white as well, so I have to isolate it somehow, like that maybe, but... Yeah, but then it's still not true, so... I am in very much in agreement with that emoji right now, DF. How's it going, dude? Yeah, there's no way that I can do that. I really don't get how I'm supposed to do this. Seems like this is a good start. But we're dead as soon as we do this, so it's not really a good start, is it? Oh, I can't do that. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I don't know, dude. There's not a thing. I mean, there's obviously a solution, but fuck if I can ever find it. I have to segregate these based on color. And, as you can see from this one, you can isolate them like this, and this is still technically valid. Obviously, the big problem here is trying to figure out what to do with these guys in the middle, because you can't draw over your own line. So... And that's not valid because the middle, the top two blocks are touching blocks that are shared by cyan, so they're not cut off. And also, the red blocks are touching the yellow ones, so... like, as far as I can tell, there is no way to... If you start this way, which is the same way you can start... I solved this thing like 3 times. 3 different ways, I mean. You can't really start it in the same way because then you're stuck. Like, you... Good luck, you know? Like, I guess you can do this. But... You have to go down here to cut it off. I cut yellow off from red. Or pink, or whatever that is. And then even if you do this, then, you know, white, cyan, and pink are all still shared. But if you do this, yellow and pink are shared. That would allow you to do this, to cut pink off from white. And then cyan and white are still shared, so, or beige, or whatever. I'm gonna disable flux. I don't even know if it was active right now, but... No, it isn't. Well, fuck that. That's my take. There were 4 more afterwards, and that's just to open this. Which I guess would let me go in there. Oh man, Is there a solution? Can you solve anything in the world? Yeah, it doesn't solve it, does it? Nobody knows. I guess they're a mockery of YouTube. Oh wait, I just realized that those... Actually, this is the second to last one. I thought there were 4 more. But those panels are just like the fronts of the other panels. So. Well, we may have learned something useful for some of the other things, like the bridge puzzle that we could never figure out, but I'm not so sure. What's this lead to? Oh, there's camouflaged panels. I remember seeing these like 3 streams ago, but I don't really know how to activate them. True. So it has to be this. Is there a logical reason why I would intuit that? Oh. So... Mid, high, mid, low? Is that what it was? Hold on. So... high, low, mid. Fuck you, phone. Why does that exist? Isn't that high? Is it low, mid, low? Is that what? Oh, okay. Dude, what kind of what psychosis? Who would do this? What? That doesn't even compute. What? That's high, low, medium, low, but there's... There's a big long one. High, medium, low, high. Or high, low, medium. Isn't that what it is? High, low. medium, low. So what would... I'm so confused. Maybe I was thinking maybe I have to do it backwards, but that doesn't make sense either. Yeah, there's no long one. Like, this one has a long, right? But even if you invert that and it goes medium, low, medium, high, high, you still don't really get anywhere because either way, this is in the wrong spot. So how would that... Do you combine the two? Like medium, low equals high? Because it's like 1, 2 equals 3? It doesn't seem like it. I'm so confused. High, high. Low. Medium. Low, medium. I'm... Dude, I have no idea. Why would you do that? I agree. Well, I'm sure somebody will have a good explanation for that. But I don't. Where's this stuff wired to? Nobody knows. Bamboo. Oh, there's a laser here. Okay, thanks. Ah, this leads back to the swamp, and that's where I was intending to go anyway, so sure. We'll, give it a shot again. So here's another laser. Oh, Jesus. That must be related to the area that I was really confused by. Which doesn't really narrow it down, I'm aware, but, you know. I don't think I've been over here, so... Hand! I can't go there. Huh. What's in here? Oh, Jesus. Why? I'm not doing that. Dude, they're holding the laser. Okay, that traces the water. I guess that has something to do with something. Nice laptop.
Up there, you go around every hour and a half, time after time after time. You wake up usually in the mornings, and just the way that the track of your orbits go, you wake up over the Mideast, over North Africa. As you eat breakfast, you look out the window as you're going past, and there's the Mediterranean area, and Greece, and Rome, and North Africa, and the Sinai, the whole area. And you realize that in one glance, that what you're seeing is what was the whole history of man for years, the cradle of civilization. And you go around down across North Africa and out over the Indian Ocean, and look up at that great subcontinent of India, pointed down toward you as you go past it. And Ceylon off to the side, Burma, Southeast Asia, out over the Philippines, and up across that monstrous Pacific Ocean. Vast body of water. You've never realized how big that is before. And you finally come up across the coast of California and look for those friendly things. Los Angeles and Phoenix, and on across El Paso. And there's Houston. There's home. And you look, and sure enough, there's the Astrodome. And you identify with that, you know? It's an attachment. And down across New Orleans, and then looking down to the south, and there's the whole peninsula of Florida laid out. And all the hundreds of hours you spent flying across that route, down in the atmosphere, all that is friendly again. And you go out across the Atlantic Ocean and back across Africa. And you do it again, and again, and again. And that identity, that you identify with Houston, and then you identify with Los Angeles, and Phoenix, and New Orleans, and everything. And the next thing you recognize in yourself is you're identifying with North Africa. You look forward to that. You anticipate it. And there it is. That whole process begins to shift of what it is you identify with. When you go around it in an hour and a half, you begin to recognize that your identity is with that whole thing. And that makes a change. You look down there, and you can't imagine how many borders and boundaries you crossed again and again and again. And you don't even see them. At that wake-up scene, the Mideast, you know there are hundreds of people killing each other over some imaginary line that you can't see. From where you see it, the thing is a whole, and it's so beautiful. And you wish you could take one from each side in hand and say, look at it from this perspective. Look at that. What's important? And so a little later on, your friend, again those same neighbors, another astronaut, the person next to you goes out to the moon. And now he looks back and sees the Earth not as something big where he can see the beautiful details, but he sees the Earth as a small thing out there. And now that contrast between that bright blue and white Christmas tree ornament and that black sky, that infinite universe, really comes through. The size of it, the significance of it, it becomes both things. It becomes so small and so fragile, and such a precious little spot in that universe that you can block it out with your thumb. And you realize that on that small spot, that little blue and white thing is everything that means anything to you. All of history and music and poetry and art and war and death and birth and love, tears, joy, games, all of it is on that little spot out there that you can cover with your thumb. And you realize that that perspective, that you've changed, that there's something new there. That relationship is no longer what it was. And then you look back on the time when you were outside on that EVA and those few moments that you had the time because the camera malfunctioned, that you had the time to think about what was happening. And you recall staring out there at the spectacle that went before your eyes. Because now, you're no longer inside something with a window looking out at a picture. But now you're out there, and what you've got around your head is a goldfish bowl, and there are no limits here. There are no frames. There are no boundaries. You're really out there, over it, floating, going 25,000 miles per hour, ripping through space, a vacuum, and there's not a sound. There's a silence, the depth of which you've never experienced before. And that silence contrasts so markedly with the scenery and the speed with which you know you're going. That contrast, the mix of those two things, really comes through. And you think about what you're experiencing and why. Do you deserve this? This fantastic experience? Have you earned this in some way? Are you separated out to be touched by God to have some special experience here that other men cannot have? You know the answer to that is no. There's nothing that you've done that deserves that earned that. It's not a special thing for you. You know very well at that moment, and it comes through to you so powerfully that you're the sensing element for man. You look down and
Well, I didn't mean to pause the game, but I'll take the opportunity anyway. Jesus. Phew, too long. Let's try this again. They were red because I captured them. That's not what I was trying to do. Really? Oh, that's why. I actually don't remember how I set these up before. Okay. All right, time to make our blocks. Okay, so really the problem child is this.
Surface of that globe that you've lived on all this time, and you know all those
Holy
people
shit.
down there.
I don't know
They're
if
like
this was
you.
not
They
paused.
are you. And somehow you
Okay,
represent
well,
them when you are up there. A sensing element that points out on the end. And that's a humbling feeling. It's a feeling that says you have a responsibility. It's not for yourself. The eye that doesn't see does not do justice to the body. That's why it's there. That's why you're out there. And somehow you recognize that you're a piece of this total life. You're out on that forefront and you have to bring that back somehow. And that becomes a rather special responsibility. It tells you something about your relationship with this thing we call life.
Man, I checked out so long ago.
And when you come back, there's a difference in that world now. There's a difference in that relationship between you and that planet, and you and all those other forms of life on that planet, because you've had that kind of experience. It's a difference, and it's so precious. And all through this, I use the
Oh
word
my
you
god.
because it's not
Dude, there's so many fake outs
not
in this
Big Sky.
quote.
It's
Every
not
single
Gordon,
time I think
Conrad,
she's done
John Glenn.
talking, another
you.
paragraph hits me.
It's us. It's we.
Oh
It's
my
life.
god, it's you.
It's had that experience. And it's not just my problem to integrate. It's not my challenge to integrate, my joy to integrate. It's yours. It's everybody's. Russell Schweikart, 1975.
Finally. I can alt-tab without getting owned. So, back to things that we're trying to do. I was originally expecting this to work on the idea of me... So, as far as I can tell, the whole bit here is that the blue squares neutralize the yellow squares, which for our intents and purposes are red. I can just color them yellow. So, this is what I was thinking. That because of the way that these were... Oh, I guess that's a bit too yellow. More like orange. So, if you look at over here, you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our 5 square, like S shape. So we draw around that shape while also drawing a 3 block up top because the blue square neutralizes one of the 4 squares. So it turns into a 3 block. Over here, we kind of do the same thing where we make a T because I'm choosing to conceptually neutralize either the second square of the horizontal 4 block or the last square of the vertical 4 block. Either way, it doesn't really matter because you wind up with the same solution, which is this T. Over here, we've got like a middle finger or a upside down T or something. And I've taken these 2 blocks and just neutralized 2 of the horizontal blocks, I guess. Or no, I guess 1 horizontal block and then 1 vertical block. So you get this 4 becomes a 3, and this 4 becomes a 3, and so you just put the 3's together to make a T, which is coincidentally the first letter of 3. So that's how I was putting it, but you can see that in all of these examples, we actually draw a selection around the blue square, the hollow square that you're using to neutralize stuff. And I think we have to do that here. I don't think that's incidental. So if that is the case, then actually we should take our stuff here and add a notice here that we have to draw around that. And if that's the case, suddenly this becomes a bit more complicated. So I guess... Because the other thing is, I don't know if it can only neutralize once or if it neutralizes everything that it touches. I assume it has to just neutralize once. So we can use all 4 of these squares in order to neutralize one piece, which could theoretically give us... Well, we can't really do that, so let's move this back here. So we need... we somehow need to neutralize enough things and still be able to draw over here. So it's actually like the neutralization here is actually acting against our best interests. That means that I feel like we need both of these up here so that we can still have a block over there. Maybe maybe I'm overthinking this though. This isn't legal anyway though, because we must draw around this shape. So and we can't draw that. I don't know if we have to use all of the neutralizing squares, or can we keep one of them and ignore it? Like have one in the corner over here and do nothing with it? Oh, this still doesn't let us draw there, though. Yeah, this one's really confusing. Because the other thing is, by the way, the kind of goes without saying, but this can be anywhere, so we could put this here. Well, the yellow shapes get neutralized by the blue square. Maybe that's it, though. Maybe instead of them being neutralized, it's just saying they can overlap. I don't know. It's kind of ambiguous. So we need this here to hit both of these. Or we need the reverse L shape here. But if we do, yeah, we need this here, because if we move this down here, then we lose the stuff over. I guess we could do this. No, I don't think so, though. I think we need this over here. The problem with this, though, is that we can't... We can't draw this shape. We can't exclude this. Oh, man, this one's so dumb. By which I mean I'm dumb and can't solve it, so... I don't know, man. I'm so lost. What if we ignore the blue square and assume we don't actually need to draw it? Can we do this? That wouldn't really be valid either, though. So this would have to go over here, and we'd have to do this. Oh. See, that should solve. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and these two we choose to neutralize, and then we have. We have the L shape up top and the mirrored L shape below. But I guess this doesn't work because of the blue squares, so... I don't think any other configuration works. What were you saying? L and upper left and reverse L. No, because this would then not be filled. So, like, all of the white squares are the origin points for the blocks, and we need to draw a shape around them using what we have here, right? Using the yellow blocks. So that's what makes this, like, basically impossible, as far as I can tell. I was already stuck on this last stream. I did all these super easily, right? Now, if we try to re-examine it from the idea that we're just allowing intersections... No, it can't be that we're allowing intersections, because the blocks themselves are actively getting shorter. Like what you see here. So the hollow blocks must remove squares. That's the only explanation there. But they don't remove... It's weird, because they don't really remove squares in any given order. It seems like if there's an intersecting shape, you can choose what square to remove. Because otherwise, this would still, like... Basically, otherwise it would remove the third square here in the 4 block. And you'd have to draw, like... this... You'd have to draw to exclude the blue. So that can't be true. So what's happening is you choose which squares of any intersecting shape to remove. And this blue 4 square thing can apply to any shape that intersects it, I guess. So does that mean that we can just choose to remove all of one shape? Maybe that's the bit. So, like, maybe that's what we do. No, we have to remove, but still draw around it. So how would we even do that? No, that wouldn't work. But, like, you can see sort of what I'm trying to do here. I think it has to touch the blue square. But the problem is that because there are 4 blue squares, would it necessarily have to intersect exactly with this? Probably not. It would have to intersect with any of the 4 squares that the blue squares are occupying. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually not possible, as far as I can tell, unless we neutralize the 7. But we can't neutralize the 7 because there's no way for it to be here and still interact with the 4 squares. So never mind. The only way we can hit these two is with the 7. We can't hit these two squares in the bottom right with any other shape. That's my current theory. But we can remove the top of the 7 to just leave it with the 2 squares that we need. And then we can remove the... Well, I don't know. What else would we want to remove? Like, we don't really want to remove anything else, but we have to, I think. I think we have to use all 4 of the neutralizing. So what would we even say then? Because we need to be able to draw around this. So, like, we simultaneously need multiple hits on the origin point of the blue. We need multiple overlaps there so that we can remove one of them and then draw around the other still. But we also need the 2 hits down here in the bottom right and the 1 hit in the bottom left. Which basically puts us in what feels like a very impossible situation. So, like, okay, this is what we'll work with now, I guess. But even if we do this, like, I don't really see what... Like, we can't possibly move this over here, so... What do we... Yeah, what do we do? Man, this game breaks my brain. What's up, perverted hermit? I don't know. I feel like I'm just done. I don't think there is... Actually, there is no solution. Nobody's ever beaten this game before. It's impossible. So, therefore, there cannot be any hints, obviously. Did I get stuck in another part of this area? I don't think so. Yeah, I think this was the idea, is that you're supposed to go do backtracking until you solve all of these. What's up, Knifeyberg? Yeah, this is the true ending. Oh, okay, there's one more. Yeah, dude. It's weird because this one throws this thing at you where you're literally, like, as far as I can tell, it's unsolvable with the pieces you have, unless something really bizarre is going on with this 4-square. But this is also the first time you ever are encountering a 4-square blue thing, or like a multi-square blue thing, right? So, multi-blocks need to intersect with the source piece. Like, they need to intersect with... Oh, maybe that's what I'm missing. They need to... I forgot that they need to intersect with the drawing. Like, so if you're going to draw this L, it needs to intersect with or attach to a shape that intersects with its base tile. So if you were going to draw this L shape, you would need to either have it draw around the origin point of the L shape, or you would need it to be like... like, say we had a 4-block or something, then... The 4-block is like this, and then you could do this. Like, you can put it on top of something that's also connected to it. So it needs to connect to shape there. There's not like a good example of this really anywhere, I don't think, that I can just run up to. Maybe up here, I don't remember. Not really. Oh, maybe really. Yeah, this is actually an example, because like, in order to use this 3-block, I have to connect it to a shape that has this that has its origin. So in this case, I use the 3-block to satisfy I use the horizontal 3-block to satisfy the vertical 3-block. At which point I can then use this. So because this shape envelops all of them, I can use them in any way I want, basically. But if I'm drawing a connection to something that doesn't have it, then that could explain why my shape solutions weren't working before. So if we hide the blue, then we can look at this and see if we're missing something. I don't really think it's even possible to be disconnected from it, though, so... The only hint I'll ask for is if I have to do something really, I would describe as stupid, in the sense that, like, I basically have to completely change how I'm interacting with the puzzle. If that's the case, and, like, I'm not even supposed to, like, I get that the whole point of this game is that you build an idea of the game, of how puzzles are solved, what the rules are, and then you gradually, or maybe not so gradually, re-examine those rules, or find out that actually the rule was more fundamental or different than you thought, or whatever. Like, in this case, if I'm supposed to shift an entire paradigm of how it's supposed to be approached, then maybe that would be beneficial to know, but... If it's just the same shit that I've been doing, then... I don't know. I always end up, like, feeling like I'm just ill-equipped, and I haven't really been given the right sort of decoder. I was just explaining my understanding of the blue squares, which is that they neutralize one of the yellow squares, and you choose which part of the shape to neutralize. That must be true, because if you take, for example, this top block, you need to pick which part of the block to neutralize, and in this case we neutralize the leftmost block. So, and like over here, I neutralize the top of the vertical block so that I can draw this shape. And over here I neutralize the leftmost of the horizontal block and the bottommost of the vertical block to draw this shape. So I'm picking which part of the blocks to neutralize. I can't really come up with any way other than that to be like, I can't come up with any other way to explain how these solve the puzzle if that's not it. The only thing that really throws me off here is I don't yet understand if I need to use all 4 pieces of the neutral... Like, do I need to use all of the blocks? The blue blocks? Do I need to use all of them? And it seems like I have to draw shapes around the blue blocks. Otherwise, I probably would have accidentally solved this one a long time ago, because I wasn't even thinking about that when I first tried this, like, a couple days back. So if the blue squares, if I don't understand the blue squares, like, the only thing that I don't really understand about them is, it seems like we need to draw shapes around them, so I'm just assuming that that's true. And it seems like we pick the blocks to neutralize based on what intersects with them. But what's throwing me off here is probably that these blue squares could either occupy the center 4 or the top right 4, like the top center or top right. Either of those 4 could be occupied by these blue blocks. And then, like, does it even matter which one? Do they have to intersect with the origin, or do they have to intersect with any part of the shape as it stands? And that might be what's throwing me off, but at the same time, this is like a really difficult orientation of shapes and origins. Even without the fucking blue squares, this would be pretty annoying to do. Like, I guess it wouldn't really be, but... No, I don't know, man. I think it would be really stupid. It might actually be impossible without the blue squares, now that I look at it again. So, like, if I was going to try to solve this without the blue squares, then, yeah, it would be impossible. So this is just like an annoying configuration of shapes normally, and then I'm also dealing with, like, a first-time look at how the blue squares might interact when there's a block of them, a multi-block of them instead of just a single. So what does that even do? If I don't have to draw a shape around them, I can just do this, but I must have to draw a shape around them. The really annoying thing is that the feedback I get from solving, like, some blocks or whatever is pretty inconsistent. Like, that should actually solve these four. Oh, I guess it doesn't because of the blue squares, though. Maybe that's the bit. Oh, well, I have never seen multi-block. This is the first time I'm even interacting with blue squares, I'm pretty sure, so... I guess I can go find the... Oh, that's filled with AIDS. Where do I go? I think I have to go over here. I don't want to do this. It takes 8 years. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I'm not sure if it's necessary. I imagine it is to satisfy the shape. But this is the first time I've interacted with blue squares the entire game, so if there's another one somewhere, I have no idea where it is. I'm pretty sure anyway, like, I can't really remember the other spot, and I don't feel like solving that dumb bridge puzzle and then waiting 10 years for it to go, so... Like... If we instead of thinking about this as a multi-block, we just think about it as 4 individual blocks, that might make it easier for me to think about it. If it's just 4 individual pieces, and sort of like all of these other blue blocks, we choose which part of the shape to remove, then how would we go about doing that exactly? Like, if that were true, I would just choose to remove all of the bottom right piece so I didn't have to deal with it. But I guess I can't really do that because I still have to draw a shape around this. I wish 8 years was an exaggeration. Yeah, me too. I know John Blow has said before that he's tried to encourage a meditative state, but that's like, if it doesn't work, it just makes you more angry. So that's a real gamble. It's like, okay, for the people who it does work for, it probably is fine, you know? Like, they might even enjoy that fact. But if you're already angry at your own mental inadequacy, you're not going to be made more comforted by the fact that the bridges take a ridiculous amount of time. You just get owned. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, just don't get angry, forehead. Well, angry is an exaggeration. I would mostly just say it's like whatever frustration is. However you register frustration on the scale. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked with him about his games yet. It's funny because I'm probably the only well, I guess that's probably not true. I feel like I'm one of the only people who's ever had a conversation with the guy, like a interview style convo, with without having played his games. So, boy, do I have some questions for him on the return app. I'll tell you that much. Like, I want to just remove this puzzle. Can I use the blue squares on the tablet? That would be useful. What's up, Pet of the Realm? The weird thing is, like, I guess I could do this in line with what would happen if you were just gonna use this. Like, if we did this. That really doesn't help, though. So it is necessary to use all 4 squares. If that's the case, we eliminate these 2 and these 2. So we eliminate the 4 squares that are here because there's 2 overlapping. What if we choose to do that? And we're kind of stuck. Yeah, we're stuck either way. I want to draw a square around that because, like, technically this would still be satisfied. So, like, of this shape, the bottom, like the middle and the bottom right would be removed. Oh, and then we would need to remove another shape, wouldn't we? So we would do this. But I think we have to do it the other way. Oh, that still doesn't work, though. I felt like that should have been it. That should have solved it, because we would have removed... So we would have removed bottom... I guess we could remove all three of those and then just one of the other, but then you can't draw that shape, so... I'm not cutting it out. I guess unless you mean I should be doing this, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think it matters where it is. I'm just choosing to remove, so we'll do this. I'm choosing to remove these two, and then these two. And then I can draw a shape that goes, let me just draw it over here. I can draw this. And I feel like that solves it. So the fact that this doesn't work tells me I still don't understand something about what's going on. What am I missing? Does it collapse or something if, like, I can't draw this shape legally or something? I can't remove those pieces specifically for some reason, I guess. That must be the reason. I don't know. Maybe that's not the reason. Well, no, it doesn't matter where the square is, unless it does. But I can't... If it matters where the square is, I physically cannot move the pieces to cover all of those squares. I'm just choosing to say that these squares are removed because I say so. But, so yeah, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that is the problem. I can't do that. Man, this is the part where it actually literally takes me an hour per puzzle. And I'm sure that's the best part of watching somebody play this. This is top tier Witness gameplay right here, guys. What would I even do then? I would do this, right? So I guess I could do the inverse. Maybe I should try putting the four quad blue square inside the group with the Tetris pieces. So is that your bit? Is your suggestion basically saying that it doesn't matter where this piece is? That I can move it anywhere? Wait, why would I put it over here though? I need these pieces. I also need a piece over here so I can even draw over there. No. First of all, I'm pretty sure that the blue square has to overlap with its origin, otherwise it doesn't make any sense why it would be there. Like there's no significance to that spot. So it has to be there. It has to be either upper middle or upper right. There's no other spots you can put the blue. I don't see how you could justify moving the blue square block anywhere other than where it is. Like one of these two positions in this six-pack area in the upper part. Like I can't imagine why or how you would do that. I feel like you have to erase the yellow squares with the blue square, like a single eraser brush, no yellow overlapping, and then they have to Tetris fall into the necessary shape. Well... It's impossible to Tetris fall them here into this blue square origin, which needs to be wrapped. I need to have my shape work in that spot. So, how would you recommend I take my blue squares and eraser brush 4 pieces, and then Tetris fall into this upper middle area. Like, that doesn't even seem like it could happen. I guess we could move this here, but then we're stuck here. Oh, I guess your Tetris idea might allow me to move to fall this here or whatever. I don't think so. I think I'm still screwed, though. Yeah, I think that's not at all true. If we assume that we can do something like this, then I could see taking these blue squares and basically erasing the junk here. But there's nothing for the fourth square in the top left to remove, right? So we could do the opposite of that. We could do... I don't know. We could do this. Oh, then we would choose to remove something else, right? So we could do this. Oh, we can't do that, though, so never mind. I don't know. I don't know why or how you could move the blues. Like, I don't know how you could come to the conclusion that you can just move the blue anywhere. But if you can move the blue anywhere, then what does that allow me to do? And again, if we divvy this up into, like... I don't know, what's the term? If we divvy these up into squares... which I don't think is legal, for the record. No. I don't know. I mean, as far as I can tell, this would be valid, right? Oh, wait. No, it's still not working. So I'm thinking, like, blue square neutralizes... So we take two blue squares and neutralize the left here, which turns this bottom right shape into just two bricks on top of each other. And then we take two more blue squares, and we neutralize these two squares, which turns this into just two blocks to the left and right of each other, which we stuff in the top right. But for some reason, that also doesn't work. Oh, I feel like there's like 10 different rules that I have to keep in my head for how to orient these shapes. Maybe that was what I got wrong. No. Because neutralizing the leftmost blocks on the mirrored L gives you this shape. So that wouldn't work. It's over. GG. Is there... Oh, Egypt is the other thing I can go to. Fuck, dude, that's even more vague. I felt like I wasn't sprinting, but I was. It's very sad realization. Oh, man, how do I even... Oh, I have to go back. Okay. Dude, there's a treehouse over there. Wonder if I can get into that somehow. Oh yeah, it's this. Oh. I just did that, I guess. Earlier today, I was working on some stuff for the game, and in order to add some functionality to the engine, I was mucking around doing some very, I won't say very questionable things, but potentially very questionable things. And well, let's just say Veek hasn't seen them yet, but when he does, he'll be like, "Why did I ever give this guy repo access?" That's always my fear, anyways. I don't remember how to get to Egypt from here. I think I go through the forest. Of course, when you say the forest, you could really mean something else. Oh, hey, maybe we can do this now. So we know we have to segregate by color, right? But how do we do that? No, never mind. We definitely can't do this now. I figured out that you have to segregate by color by doing, like, the start of the puzzle in the greenhouse area, for people who know what I'm talking about. But this one seems really difficult. Like, I know you can do stuff like this, and then these two whites would be connected. But I don't know how you... Yeah, I don't know how you would do anything else. Like, it feels like you need to bundle some together. Because you could do this, but it's positioned in such a way that this is impossible, so... I must have to do something else. I just don't know what it would be. We gotta power the laser, guys. Holy shit, I can't believe I've been streaming for 2 hours and I've done like 3 puzzles. I forget how to go. Oh yeah, I have to go all the way around back. So if you want to talk about things that are apparently obnoxious, I got something for you. Hold on. How about pathing? Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's the bit. In order to see what kinds of solutions exist for these puzzles, we have to check their reflections in the water. And you can adjust the reflection using or you can adjust the water level using those. Now here's the kicker is, the water obviously takes its time, because everything takes its time in this game. However, you have to find the magic area of the map that will give you some reflection from the light to see the pattern that you have to draw. And it also has to coincide with the water level, as far as I can tell. And I have no clue where to go for the light here. I haven't been able to get a little, not even the tiniest bit of water. I wonder if maybe these different switches do something different, but I'm guessing not. I also don't know what this is. I guess that's just a panel in the water. So that's gonna be even more goofy, probably. So now if we lower the water level, you know, like, in order to see these, I have to be over here, so maybe in order to see this, I have to be over here or something. I'm doing the strafing tactic to try to see if I can see any reflection at all, but it's really not working out. So for these ones, I had to actually catch it during this process, because, like, it would only work halfway through. And you can't, like, pause the water, as evidenced by what I just tried to do. The best you can do is, like, jump back and fiddle around a bit. Like, okay, now it's rising up, now I can, you know, lower it again or something if I wanted to. But I don't know how to get a good look at that one. It doesn't work when you're all the way down, I don't think. If it does, it's like the most obnoxious angle possible. And it also doesn't really feel like there's a good, like, it doesn't really feel like there's a rhyme or reason to how you might do it. I don't think you can change the light. You could do that in one of the other ones. You haven't been able to do that in a while in this area, though. Or maybe the light switch is in some other area, I don't know. This one feels pretty aimless, though. Like, if you don't know how to, like, where the angle is, I don't even know how you would check how would you derive what the angle is? Like, here we get glare over there, but how do I get glare over there? Like, I must have to look at it like this or something, but... I don't know, man. Oh yeah, it's obviously up here. Like, maybe the bit here is actually you don't need the water at all, and this is one that you can get glare on just by looking at it from the right angle. Maybe that's the thing I'm missing. If that's the case, I don't know what that would be either, though, so... I don't know. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Alright, we're back. And we're out. Because I have no idea what to do with that one. So it does feel like we're basically stonewalled everywhere. We got no progress. I mean, we started making progress on the bird area, but I'm at one that just doesn't make any sense at all. I've tried factoring in the long howl thing. That doesn't really help me. So I guess I'll go back to that bridge and we can see if DF is a smart man. I don't even know where the bridge is at this point, though. Hey, tire tower. Oh, there's bridge. Well, DF, if you're still hanging, I'm still banging. I just don't really know what the solution would be, like... I kind of thought maybe you could do like a this. But I don't know how you would do that. Like, basically changing my focus from trying to get the white thing or whatever. S-imetry. Well, I drew an S and it didn't work, so you're fired. What would it even be? What would another S look like? Again, we have to separate the colors, just like the dots. So we kind of draw a weird S shape here. We need to be able to make it back over, though, so... Well, I don't know why you would be able to cut in the middle. Like, how? How would I do that justifiably? Exactly. Oh yeah, sure, that makes sense. What? How? Exactly. I guess the bit here is that if they're connected to blacks, it doesn't matter if they're connected to all of them. I was able to get in here just fine earlier, but I guess... Oh, maybe not? I don't know. Have I ever been in here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could have just come in here anytime. So this is, I guess, how I learn about the Trinity symbol. I don't know, it's hard to see over there from such a distance. This is a boat. How do I even get up there? I guess I'll go down instead. Shape is slanted means you can rotate it. So I just made the T 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this is the T and this is the 3. I've never done anything with these before. I don't actually know what these signify. Seems like the only way I can separate these is by doing the way that I did before. Like this, or the other way was this. Okay, I thought maybe if they were touching they would have to be excluded or something. Maybe that is it. No. I guess I have to find some beginner thing for that, since I have no clue what those do. guess I'm supposed to solve that one first, so I figure out what that means. Oh yeah, I was out here earlier. What would that mean exactly? Like, what? So it fails and then it works? Because I bordered the 3? Is that it? So the... Okay. Okay, so... I mean, I get it now, but... So you have to be drawing around them like that every time? You just have to go under them. No. You eventually have to... Wait, what? Oh my god. I don't know why I'm solving them this way. Can I not just go up? Like, I guess something powers this. Man, what a mess. What's up, Balefal? Creates a mirror copy of the path. What determines the mirror axis? And not sure how it works with the first puzzle. I didn't even think that deep. I just assumed that if you go around this, it... Yeah, it's only ever giving you one, so I just assume it gives you one for free. But maybe it does do that, what you're describing. I don't know. Man, we're so close to solving this whole side, but I don't know. I guess I use this platform, it raises me up, and then I can go over here and walk about. Walk a boot. I think you just need to make right angles near them or something, but it's really weird. Like, you need to make a right angle around something. that borders the block, I guess. There we go. That doesn't really help me down here, though. So basically, I need to somehow leave room to right angle. I don't know. Yeah, the triangle puzzle is like the one that clued me into the freebie side, or gave me that initial bias anyway. I feel like that might be what we need to do somehow, but... There we go. I don't really get... I guess I made a right angle down on this, and then didn't make any other right angles anywhere else. Was there some significance to why I needed to solve these without being able to actually see them? I like look at them directly? Frozen birds. Yeah, I have to segregate these out, but I just have to figure out, like in this case, I basically right angle and then was able to make it so that the only square, there was only one bad square within a segregation. So that's what I have to do here, is I have to take, like, I have to draw a shape around either the red or green squares in such a way that satisfies the triangle or the triple, whatever this fucking shape is, right? So I have to satisfy this with a right angle somehow, and only have one bad block in with everything else. So it would have to be like this, I guess. I guess that can't be it. Hmm. Wait, why wouldn't... Oh. Is that close, though? I think so. This one's pretty bad, man. Pretty annoying. I am definitely been blindly, like, lucking my way through with just a bit of intuition that's probably wrong anyway. So it only converts colors that it's connected to in the shape that you draw. So if I were to finish with this, it would like convert that, right? But it only does one no matter what. This would almost work. Because I would flash this to green. But we then would lose this. There we go. So there's more reds than greens by a factor of 2. Or not factor, but just by an amount of 2. So I don't think the right angle thing matters at all. You just need to give it one shape. At least one shape to convert. Is all. Why isn't this legal? I mean, I know why it's not legal, but... This one... I mean, they're not isolated, so... So we have to figure out if we need to save... If we need to ignore one block or one dot. One hexagon. Oh, it's a different color now. Great. Okay, so it's the same thing as the other one. I just have no fucking idea how I would do that. Where can I start here? What a bender. Well, I solved it, but it doesn't appear to have done anything. We have, however, powered the other thing. Do I dare?
What is divine in man is elusive and impalpable, and he is easily tempted to embody it in a concrete form, a church, a country, a social system, a leader, so that he may realize it with less effort and serve it with more profit. Yet, the attempt to externalize the kingdom of heaven in a temporal shape must end in disaster. It cannot be created by charters or constitutions, nor established by arms. Those who seek for it alone will reach it together, and those who seek it in company will perish by themselves. Hugh Kingsmill, 1944.
Oh yeah, we have to exit this way. I wonder what the significance of this is. I guess it's just a shortcut. So, like I said earlier, dude, his explanation is that it encourages a meditative state. Or at least that was the attempt. No, we... I assume I need, like, the other part of this, but I don't actually know what connects to it. Something in that house. So I guess I'm going back down. Oh, it's probably something that's unlocked by figuring out what the spiky balls do. Thanks. I wonder if there's some reason I can come up here besides exploration. Or seeing stuff or whatever. Why wouldn't that have worked? Let's see what I did wrong. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't actually know how you would ever do this one. You literally can't ever do these? Like... You can't draw these shapes? Never mind. Okay, that would let you proceed if you could actually get up here. Yeah. We haven't encountered any of these in the wild, so I don't really know what to do about those. Let's come back here after we try to use that symmetry thing for the colored dots. I don't even know how to get there, to be honest. If I stop by the forest on the way, I'll check out that other thing. Ah. Not the bees. I think swamp might be this way. I don't know what powers that switch in there. Right. This place. Oh, that's bamboo forest. We can get there before we go to bird forest. But... okay, this is bird forest. But if we take a left up here, we can access bamboo land. So usually this means that there's like a... well, basically you need to find the solution to the puzzle by looking through it or using shadows. I don't really see an obvious pattern either way, though. Maybe you have to stay in the shadows? I don't know if that's possible, though. No, it's definitely not. But you can't remain out of the shadows either. So... no idea. What's the rule here? I tried both can't and can segregate. I tried segregating all three of them, and that didn't work. Yeah, I don't know. Those are confusing ones. Oh, I don't even remember where the colored dots were. Oh, I think I do, actually. Let's see if we're correct. I can't escape the bamboo. I agree. Yeah, bamboozled. So this is high, high, low, medium, but that doesn't work. Yeah, it's high, high, low, medium, low, but we don't have the ability to do two here, so I tried thinking about this like abstractly. High, high, low, medium, low. I thought that might have been like low and medium combined to make high. Maybe you just take the bigger one and you say medium. Like if medium is 2, low is 1, high is 3, like no. And you can't like take a hidden path. The howl is a different pitch each time, so it's totally random, and probably as a result, I don't think it's related at all. So when you hear a higher pitched chirp, the first 2 tones mean that you go high, so you go up. So it's up, up, low, medium, up. So like up, up, down, middle, down. But obviously that's not a solution. Now, in the previous one, you can hear a longer... You hear a longer chirp, right? Which means, okay, you're high for a long time. That's high, low, medium, medium. But you'll hear it is again. It's acting as if this is not the right puzzle, basically. If we did this in reverse, it would be low, medium, low, high, high, but that obviously doesn't work either. That middle spot can't be a combination of 2 of the same tones because it's in the wrong spot. So yeah, it's really confusing. I have no idea what I would do there. I mean, I feel like I've like blindly attempted to solve it in the wrong way a few times, like loads of times, and just wasn't able to. So, all right, time for colored dots, and then probably time to eat. Still fucked from over here. Yeah, but that cry is a different tone each time and doesn't slot into the pattern anyway, because it's like sometimes it's the beginning and sometimes it's like in the middle of the bird chirps. So, yeah, I don't know. Nothing adds up with that one. It's really weird. Here we go. That's a fucking S shape right there. Man, I wish I just instantly knew what the answer was. Like, it doesn't, it really fucks with my brain for some reason. I don't know why. I was the reason why was because I didn't realize that these were the same thing for a little bit. Is this game sure? Is it sure it gave me something legal? I don't know, I think it doesn't like me anymore. Dude, what? What the fuck did I have? What? No. Maybe the similar colors can be together? No. Honestly, what is this? Like, how would you even begin? Like, surely you have to be able to mix and match some colors. Right? I thought maybe the fact that purple and green were next to each other here would help. But there's also blue, so there's not really any help, is there? Yeah. I'm going upstairs. Oh. There's nothing up here. Oh, I get it. What? I really dislike when it makes you redo the previous puzzle. So if we isolate, we do this. Yeah, that will work. Or not. Why didn't that work? Oh, it didn't work because of this. No, that's not going to work either. So we need to isolate. I don't suppose the whites and the blacks can actually be in the same shape. That would be really weird if they could. There's only one exit, only one entrance. You can isolate the 4 red. Can you isolate the greens first by going... Thanks. Can you do this? And then come down? No, because then you're stuck here. So maybe we have to isolate these some other way. That's not possible, though. I was thinking maybe we ignore trying to isolate them all at once and do the same thing that we did before, where we segregate some of these without caring or whatever. Like the symmetry thing, right? That doesn't help us here. Does it? No, it doesn't, because of this, so... What's up, Bozilla?
Is that a fucking crow? Ah!
Caw indeed. So this wouldn't work because the bottom green and the blacks would be in the same shape. I'm really confused about how you would resolve this then. This isolates red. But then you're stuck again isolating, accidentally putting the green and the blacks together. So how would you do that? I can't close the door unless there's a switch inside here. Oh, but the blue glass does reveal something else. So do we just have to pick which one makes the most sense then? This one you probably have to look at it through both, yeah. Was it? So that Tetris block shape here needs to be... Okay, I guess not. What did I miss? I guess the mid-tone, there's like 3 colors here. There's black, mid-tone, gray, and white. So black, gray, white. So we would do this, and then that. And that does it. Oh no, a red room. Oh! Okay, well I stepped back too far and now I can't go up, so whatever. It just moves up, I guess. Much faster to... Oh, I guess I have to take it up again? Because the stairs are out. So I did have to do that. Spooky. Oh, the stairs are out again. But this one's broken, so I guess I can't use it anymore. Is that the bit? Ook. Maybe this is why it's broken, because it's not possible. No! Don't do that. Fuck. Ah, Jesus. It's only punishing me harder now. So... I imagine I have to somehow look at it through the green thing up there, but I can't do that, so... This would technically work, but blue stuff is pretty impossible. And I don't think I can... Yeah, the lights would be in the way, so I wouldn't be able to look at it below. So that's actually how you solve it, but then it won't go up. So. Right, so that's why we need to get up to the green area. So we can figure out how to solve the puzzle for the next one up, basically. So we need to look at it through the green glass so we can see that. Oh, it's going down more. So I'll send it back up there, and then I can go up on my own accord, I think, by climbing. And I can maybe get into a area that has what I need, but I'm not 100% sure if I can make it over there. Can I? I don't think so, right? Yeah, basically this eventually takes me all the way up where I can solve probably a very simple puzzle. But how do I get a good view of the building? Well, this isn't it, I don't think. No, I guess I summoned it by walking over here. I was actually trying to see if I could go... If I could go out up top and look over there. I can't stand on top of the elevator, I'm too large. It's just going all the way back down, I guess. Maybe that wasn't related to something I did. Well... I must admit I do not know how to defeat the elevator. The elevator is my mortal nemesis now. And it is currently beating me. Is there a green room? Like, is there a green room that I can look at it from without it being all the way up there? I don't think so. The only green screen I'm aware of is back down there. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, until I can figure out a way to get to the green area, really the only thing I can think about is, like, just doing some absurd thing. I guessed it. I was actually trying to solve the other one, and I accidentally guessed it. Okay, well... Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to just prank myself, but here we are. See you, green room. Oh, this is the true puzzle, I guess? Man. This does feel like one of those things that's unsolvable unless you get a good angle on it or something, but... I don't know how I would do that. JK, I figured it out. Well, I wanted to get a laser before ending the stream, and I honestly thought I was going to be destroyed. But here I am. Laser and all. Right before the 3.5 hour mark, too. Is it gonna laser the cloud, or... Oh, no, it's turning. How does it even hit the laser? Must be a mirror I can't see over there. Okay. Oh, I guess I have to just go all the way down, since I can't actually escape. Seems like it, actually. Okay. I'll head over to the cause zone, and we'll pick up there next time I do this, which was probably going to be Wednesday, looking at my current schedule, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know, dude. But that's it. Until next time, thanks everybody for hanging.